Now, I begrudgingly, so me and K-Dot spoke during the week, right? And he said to me, straight, he said to me, fair play to him, yeah? You put it all on the table and he said, Matthew,
put some respect on my
put some respect on the New York Knicks.
When y'all saying my name, put some respect on.
Now, the New York Knicks, I've been so critical of him, but K-Dot has put himself on the line and said he wants to talk about the Knicks. He wants to say how well they've done. They are currently 5th in the Eastern Conference, well in the playoff hunt. So K-Dot, tell us about the Knicks. Tell us what they've done so well and why you're so impressed with them.
So firstly, massive respect to Tom Thibedeau. I think that he's got that team playing hard, got great work ethic. That team, we can see that on the defensive side of the floor. They chase loose rebounds. They play with high intensity, and I think that's a sign of a well coached team. I also think that they're very hungry. You know, they've got great hungry young superstars with Randall, etc. And I think they've done really well this season. I think that, as you rightly say, they've been criticised up and down for their lack of success throughout the years.
Yeah, I'm rightly so.
And being called the Mecca of basketball doesn't lend itself to being bottom feeders of the East, especially. But they're at 500 now. I think things are looking good. I won't get too high on them because I can't see them getting out the first round if they do reach the playoffs. But I think they're on a good trajectory. And also, it's been reported by Brian Windhurst that a superstar talent will force his way to the New York Knicks.
Oh, I've been reading this nonsense about Luka to the Knicks.
I don't know how true that is.
I know how true that is. Not true at all.
There's been rumours from people that know, or insiders as they call themselves, that it could be Devin Booker, but I don't know why Devin Booker would leave the Phoenix Suns to go to the.
This New York media market is a joke.
Yeah.
Listen, I heard that they were getting KD, they were getting Kyrie, and they were getting Zion for a new big three. That's what I heard. And then 24 hours later,
I think the thing is that Leon Rose used to be Devin Booker's agent or something. And Leon Rose is currently the GM of the New York Knicks.
Oh, right. And they ate at Burger King. They ate at the same Burger King one time and took the same metro, and therefore there's some sort mate.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know why he would go, why he'd leave the second or third seed in the West to go to the...
Okay. K-Dot, you had your moment, and you, as usual, you always take it that next step. Instead of just saying they did well, now you're saying, Luka and Booker to the Knicks. Why you always want to go there? No, okay. Firstly, I'm going to give you credit. They are overachieving than what I expected. They are at 500, which, if you've been following the New York Knicks for the last few years, is incredible for them. And as well, they haven't got a great team of individuals, but they seem to have a mini culture forming around Tom Thibedeau, who's, very experienced coach. So I'm going to give them credit for that. They got heart. They seem to have a culture, well coached, and at 500, which is amazing for them. With that having been said, they're at 500, and people are acting like they need to be hanging banners and retiring Julius Randle's shirt. This is getting ridiculous now. This hype over the Knicks is getting insane. You should see Stephen A. On First Take. It's like his birthday every day now. I mean, the guys, at least let it get to the end of the season. So fair play to the New York Knicks. Ollie, I want to bring you in because you made an interesting comment about the Phoenix Suns last week, that you weren't that excited about them because, okay, they're decent, but where do they go in the future? What are your thoughts on the New York Knicks over the next, say, 2 to 3 to 4 years? So remember, they got to be moving towards something. It's not about these 500 records. Do you think they can move towards something?
Yeah, I think the problem always is they're always going to have that. Every off season they're going to be, they're a big market. They can attract people, but one of the main factors that put people off is because it was poorly run, poorly managed, team was crap, and there was no culture. And if they can at least work to that, Tibbs has installed this massive, this great defense on them. If they can make the playoffs, keep hold of some of their players, maybe Julius Randle's, I don't know, maybe re-sign. They've got, they've actually done well.
Yeah, I think you should re-sign.
They actually done well in the draft this season as well, with Emmanuel Quickly. So I think, if it does get to it and there is a couple of big fish that are open, then I don't see why the Knicks wouldn't be a destination. Who want to live in New York?
But again, it's a myth. It's a myth. They don't actually attract these. I mean, they got Melo. What was it, about 10 years ago now?
Yeah, but no one wanted to play with Melo.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's literally it. I remember at the time they were getting LeBron. They were literally. There's only so many times you can play, and then just like stand in the corner, wait for your shot. He's Carmelo Anthony. Show some respect. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember I saw a video. Yeah, they showed LeBron's The Decision at a movie theater in New York, which just backed up. I'm just like, he was never coming to the Knicks. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tobes. I want your views on this, yeah, before we move on. Now, I've got tiers of teams, okay? I've got 6 tiers. Now, hear me out. Okay. So, at the very bottom tier, you have moribund and pathetic franchises, okay? I use that phrase often. So, those would be franchises such as the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Detroit Pistons, the Minnesota Timberwolves, just terribly run, just awful in multiple aspects. It doesn't, you could give them the first 9 picks in the draft and they would still do nothing. You know what I mean? They're those types of moribund, pathetic franchises. Then you move up to irrelevant. So plenty of franchises out there, just purely irrelevant. We don't talk about them. We probably won't, once every 15 pod episodes. I don't know who would probably be irrelevant. I'd probably say the Washington Wizards. Bear in mind they got Russell Westbrook and Beal. They should be relevant, but they were staggering between moribund and pathetic and
Kings,
irrelevant.
So KC,
Kings, Kings,
Magic, these kind of teams. Yeah. Okay.
Then we're up. Then we have the in-betweeners. So they're just all right. You know what I mean? You'd never probably actively put disrespect on their name. Yeah. But they're just not that exciting, yeah. And that varies, there's a lot of teams that go in and out of that sort of in-betweener stage. I'd probably put maybe sort of San Antonio there at the moment.
You better watch your mouth.
So you're in particular, like, you're not going to do anything, but no one's ever going to disrespect them. You're San Antonio, you're sort of a decent franchise. They're like the equivalent of maybe like an Everton in the Premier League. They're never going to get relegated, but they're never going to win anything.
Mouthful, boy.
No, San Antonio, the past San Antonio, yeah. But come on, I think that's a good example. You guys can think of it in between us.
We're coming, bro. Okay. We're coming. Don't worry.
We then have the pretenders. People that go on and on about them and this, that, and the other, because you need to talk about something, but you ain't gonna do nada. And there's quite a few teams in that. Yeah, they're kind of the hope pushers. People like the Boston Celtics. I'll even put the Portland Trailblazers in there. The Denver Nuggets. They don't have enough to do anything, but they might have one star. They sell shirts, and everyone's kind of hype on them, yeah. But you're not going to do anything. Then the top 2 tiers, you have contenders. So contenders are someone that should be getting to conference final, yeah. They have a genuine chance of winning the title or getting to the finals if things go right, yeah. So I would say like a Milwaukee Bucks. I'd put Philadelphia in there as well. Are Utah Jazz pretenders or contenders? Probably contenders. If something went wrong, they could sneak out of the West or, get to the conference final, have a good run. Yeah, so they're contenders. And then we've got championship ready. Brooklyn Nets, LA Clippers, LA Lakers. That's it. They're ready. So if they don't win the championship or go to the finals, that is a categorical failure of a season. Done. Okay, no one argues about that. Those are my 6 categories, right? I say all that to say, the New York Knicks, they have officially moved out of moribund and pathetic. They're out the hood. I said all of that. So congratulations, okay? Congratulations, genuine congratulations. You're moving up, okay? Where would you put him? Where would you put him, Tobes? I literally took up like 5 minutes just to make that point, but I enjoyed it. That's the perks of executive production. Yes, Tobes, where would you put him?
So they're out of. So where are they now? Irrelevant.
I've taken them out the hood, but I'm giving you the opportunity to place them in a neighborhood.
You know what? They're somewhere. They're in that. They're living in the suburbs between in between a road and Pretender Avenue. That's where they're somewhere. They're somewhere between there.
You gave them a big old loan, boy. The Bank of Tobes was.
You know,
that mortgage was mad.
Their actual postcode is in betweener, but they want to send their schools they want to send their kids to the schools in Pretender postcode, you know. But because I say that because despite all how well they're doing, and I'm really impressed by them, I look at that squad and I'm thinking there's nothing there. There's still nothing there. It's just a really hardworking, good team, and it's working right now. But you can never sell hope on Julius Randle leading you to the promised land. However good he's playing, good he's playing, and I've been a big campaigner for the guy, but he's not going to take you to the promised land. So I feel like they're pretending, and they've got history on their side. The Mecca of basketball, all that crap.
Basketball,
you know,
man.
Stephen A. preaching there, and New York fans being New York fans. So I think that is their superstar. They're like this mythical legacy behind them. That is actually their superstar. The fact that the New York Knicks, because Julius Randle isn't like the centerpiece that's going to take you there. And I think when you were saying Pretender, you've got like a superstar to sell the shirts and hang around. So I don't think it's quite that. They're playing good basketball, but right now I do think they're probably still in a transition phase. They're just surprising everyone. So I'd say they're in those two categories.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to say they're in between us because if you're in New York City, you can never be irrelevant. You kind of get a little pass. So welcome to In-Betweenersville, New York Knicks. K-Dot, that's fair? That's enough respect, surely.
Yeah, I thank you for your soliloquy. It was very much appreciated. I think we dedicated at least 10 minutes to the Knicks, so I think that's a season high.
Yeah, they were definitely on overtime to the Knicks. So I enjoyed that. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you very much for your participation.